election. Hi, we're here today. This is Mr. Isaacs and Oscar, and we're going to be playing through a little bit of PowerPlay and get some of Oscar's impressions of the game. And this is part of the What Kids Say About Games and Can We Listen series. So let's hear what Oscar has to say as he does a playthrough.
Hello.
Let's see. Okay. So we want to be state or federal?
State. I like.
Okay, so
no.
there are issues that you will argue. We'll give that a second. There are issues you will argue this round: money and measures, local government and elections, courts and laws. Okay.
Okay. Each power is represented by a statue. You will argue for 3 powers in each round. To read more about powers, click the pause button or click the lowercase I in the middle of the statue. Statues are on the side of the field where the power lies in real life. For example, the federal government has the power to make decisions about money and measurements. But this is a game, and your job is to argue that every power should belong to the statues. Oh, I get it now. Click a teammate to bring a player on the field. Apply that teammate argument to power. Select a teammate to click the pull button. Swap out arguments that are irrelevant or that argue for the other side. If you try to pull a statue with an argument for the other side, you'll push the statue away. If you make the wrong argument, you will fall down. Pull your statues to the end zone to score points.
Playing a little football with statues.
Keep your eye on the timer. When it runs out, the round is over. All right. Yeah, I like it.
Let's see. Right now, what are we choosing?
I'm going to pull this guy.
Okay.
What just happened?
I don't know. Let's see. So what does it say? Whoa, it's a little frantic. Wait, if you mouse
click.
over... Yeah, look. Local governments meet the needs of the local community, but should they answer to state or federal government? Who is better suited to choose to oversee our elections?
Wow,
So what are the different players?
state might want to have money. Let's go.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That worked.
So I think we want to analyze what the person's saying before we decide which
Business
one they
and
want to.
consumer. This one probably. Ow. Wait.
Oh, and now federal's trying against us.
Alright, now it's this one, I believe.
Why is that not federal government? Nope. Went the wrong way.
I pushed it.
So you have to read the arguments, I think, and decide if they're going to be for our side.
So this
for
is
state.
the local governments meet the needs. We already did this one. So this one is the laws. The laws of the rural citizens live by. Should the federal government make one set of laws, or should each state make its own?
Okay. So we want people that are supporting the states making their own laws, I think.
Oh, then this is this one.
States read their own... Yep, see, there you go. Okay.
Alright, let's see. Federal court.
So I think we want to know each of these branches, right?
Yeah, that's not it. It's wait, wrong one.
No, maybe not.
Oh. Local government.
What's that one say? Local government
Which
put
one?
on awesome 4th of July fireworks display. So which one will that?
Oh, this one.
Nope.
What?
Maybe
What's that?
because we spent money on the display.
What is?
The federal government is too big to meet the needs of the local communities.
Is that this one?
Let's see. Do the I again so we can see what each one is about.
This
Money
is
and
about
measures.
money and measures, local government and elections. And this is about court and laws.
There you go.
Yay. Alright. Oh, that's this one. Go.
Nope.
Now.
Paying for everything. What did that one say?
Paying for everything electronically is much easier. Oh, pay. It's money. Get it.
Oops.
What did I do? What happened? Hey, what? Help. I don't know what's going on. I'm losing.
Well, it's 6-6. We're doing all right.
What's the law? Where's the law? Is this the law?
Oh.
That's not the law. Citizens can choose. Which one's the state? Oh.
Its citizens can choose to live in a state whose laws... All right, well, that's round 1. All right, somehow we tied. Okay, so now there are new issues in the next round. Citizenship, safety in schools, and what's that one? Citizenship, okay. Safety in schools. And taxation. Now also remember, we're on the state side, so we want arguments that favor the state.
Oh.
So what's that one now?
Credits won't loan.
But remember now, that's saying won't loan the federal government.
Oh.
And what's that one saying?
Immigrants can add to the cost of services so states can decide on their own immigration rules. There we go.
So that makes sense, right? Oops. So remember, we're arguing in favor of the state, right? Okay.
There we go. Getting the hang of this. The state taxes.
States need to collect taxes to provide services, is that right? That makes sense. All right.
Education is one size fits all.
Not one size fits all.
All communities should decide their own schools.
All right. And again, it's talking about community, so we're talking about local, right?
Nobody can agree on tax dollars or what to pay for.
Oh.
It's not for anything. The local schools are experimenting with great ideas.
All right, there you go.
We're getting close.
States, what's that say?
States know what kind of citizens they want and should be able to decide who makes the list. Keeping fire trucks shiny and clean will make great parades.
Oops.
Oh no. Without tax money. Okay. It's 2v1.
We are winning. So what are you learning if we were to step back right now and think about this game? What are you doing in the game? What does the game ask you to do?
What arguments best fit with the type of argument, or the type of case we're doing?
Okay, or like in other words, in this case, between if we're arguing on the side of the state or the side of the federal government. In other words, there are different rules and things that apply to states versus federal, I think, right? So if you were to look at what you learned from those 2 rounds of the game, we could stop there for now. What learning would you say takes place in this game?
It requires a lot of thinking about about the governmental positions, right?
Okay, yeah, I mean, I would think so. Anything that you come away with where you're like, oh, I didn't know this before, but now maybe I know something about the government?
Yeah.
Like what?
Like I didn't know that it escaped.
Right, it escaped you. Okay, so what does that say? Just curious about the game itself.
It's kind of hard.
It's kind of hard? Okay.
It's very hard.
Yeah. And are you, in terms of the gameplay, are you finding yourself, like, how do you feel as you're playing the game in terms of the challenge of trying to get the correct answer versus the way the game is kind of set up? I'm just trying to get at what the gameplay is like.
Well, it's very hard to know what's going on because, like, even though the rules explain it to you, it's not very straightforward.
Okay.
It's very hard to follow.
Okay.
And the gameplay, it's easy enough.
Easy meaning?
It's easy to understand. It's just the context.
Right. I mean, easy meaning like I choose this player or I don't choose this player,
Yes.
and those are my only things I'm trying to do. But the reason behind choosing the players, is that where the challenge is?
Yes, and like the bubble, you won't, like, you can see I didn't get it my first try. I
Right.
had no idea what I was doing on my first try.
Okay. Now, would you go home and want to continue playing to get better at it, or to know that you have a little better sense of how to play?
I don't think so.
No, why not?
I don't know. This doesn't seem like my type of game.
Okay. All right. Should we try? Maybe we'll try a different one and see. Well, what would you suggest to the company, to make it more like something you would be more interested in playing?
Make it straightforward.
Okay.
Don't make it as complicated, like
Okay.
taxes.
Okay.
And everything. I mean, the concept is great. Like, it could be fun. There's
Yeah.
potential.
Okay.
It's just execution. See what I
Yeah.
did there?
Yeah, that's funny. So what I found a little bit to myself is that there would have been a lot of reading and processing. I wonder if it could have been,
And the time
almost
should have been
less
longer.
the time for each thing that you're supposed
Yeah.
to do. Okay.
There
So did you
shouldn't
feel
be-
like you were rushing through to try to more like click one just to be able to
I didn't know.
take your
I didn't
turn?
know there was a timer till it stopped.
Okay, so it did. So it stopped. You mean after the whole round, or?
After the whole round.
Okay, got it. All right, cool. So let's see. Well, thanks, Oscar. We'll take a look at some of the other games.